Don't knock on my window like that, man. Don't knock on
Why don't you have your seatbelt on?
Don't knock on my window.
Why don't you have your seatbelt on?
Don't knock on my window like that, though.
Like what?
Don't knock on my window like that.
Why you have it up?
Don't knock on my window like that.
Why you have it up? I have to knock to let you know I'm here. That way you can lower it and talk to you.
Just get my ticket, bro, so I can go. I'm finna be late, gang. Do what you gotta do.
Keep it down. Hey! Keep your window down. Hey! Keep your window down.
Don't tell me what.
Keep your window down. I'm gonna get you out of the car. As a matter of fact, get out of the car.
Give me that.
Get out of the car.
Give me that. I'm gonna break that freaking window.
Get out of the car.
I'm finna get out.
Get out of the car right now. We're not playing this game. Get out.
Get out. Get out. Get out. Get out. Get out. Get out. What part of blood are you in this town? Hey, Drew, I'm getting arrested, dude. I'm getting arrested. I'm getting arrested, Drew. I'm getting out, bro. Twin.
When we tell you to do something, you do it. You understand?
I'm getting out,
You
bro.
understand? Not when you want, but when we tell you.
Hold on, twin. Hold on, bro. I just had surgery on my knee. I just had surgery on my knee, bro. I just had surgery on my knee, bro.
I just heard you in your ears when we told you to put your window down.
Bro, chill.
Wow. This is absolutely crazy. They know this man. They knew exactly who he was. And looking from the side with all that traffic out there, there's no way in the world this man could have been speeding in the way I see it. And you pull him out the car. He tells you, I just had surgery on my knees. You know how he makes his money is with his arms. You handcuff him, throw him on the ground, roughing his arms back. He's telling you it's about his knees. You're slamming him to the ground. Man, you're trying to at least put a hold in this man's career and further injure him. This is crazy.
Now, as a ex police officer and ex Marine, so okay, you out here, you're a motorcycle cop, so you're doing traffic. You're doing traffic. You're looking for speeders and traffic violations. So, from what I understand, there was no radar involved. So you basically go off of your experience. You're basically using your experience to tell if they speed. So okay, you make the traffic stop. All right. Look like Florida has a walk up. Some states have a callback, so where you call the driver out of the car. Some states where you walk up to the car. So he walks up to the car. All right, the guy is being a smart ass. He's being a smart ass. He gave you his license, right? Okay, you get the license, and then he's basically go write the ticket, do what you got to do. All right, fine. There's no law, but there's no law against being a smart ass to the police. See, we have to get this notion out of our head about civilians and cops. First of all, you can't disturb a cop's peace. I mean, if you want to call a cop a motherfucker out there on the street, you're not disturbing his peace. You can call a cop whatever you want to call him, and that's fine. As a police officer, you're supposed to be professional enough to do your job. You're dealing with people with emotion. People got everything in the world, different things going on with them on a daily basis. So as an officer on the street, although you are human, you are hired to be professional. Now you're not nearly paid enough. The next thing is this, before I go any further. Nobody didn't draft you to the goddamn police department. This is not a draft. You volunteered to do this. You volunteered. So with you being volunteer, you can quit anytime you want to quit. Nobody ain't forcing you to stay on the police force. There's nobody forcing you. So just like civilian has laws to abide by, as a police officer, you got laws to abide by too. Policies and laws to abide by. You're not there to throw everybody in jail, and you're not there to write all kind of citations. You're there to protect the public and serve the public and keep the peace. That's the main thing. And use your discretion as you see fit, as a normal person would see fit. So The guy asks the man, he knocks on the window. The dude doesn't, Tyreek don't appreciate him banging on the window. Fine. You didn't comply with him. Okay. Man, if you go through, if you in a city and it doesn't have to be a big city. It could be a small city. It could be a medium-sized city. It could be a huge city. If you're in a city and you undermanned, you're gonna be running calls all day. You're gonna be reactive all day. Ain't gonna be much proactive. You're gonna be reactive all day. So you're handling problems after problems after problems after problem all day long. Now these guys out here they're being proactive because they're looking for speeders. But you're gonna be reactive all day. So that means you gotta hear all kind of shit coming from different calls all day. You're dealing with everything all day. Now, all day, majority of the calls, people don't comply with you on your first command. You can set some cones up and be directing traffic. Be damn if somebody don't run past the cone and you telling them to stop and they keep going. That's going to be all day. As a police officer, if you run a lot of calls every day and you in a police uniform, you understand this. And if you don't, then you in the wrong place. You shouldn't even be on the job. So he asked the guy to get out of the car. He didn't comply. So he asked him again. Still didn't comply. He asked him again, and then finally he said, okay, I'm getting out. At that point, give the man some time to get out the car. Now, of course, you want to practice officer safety. You want to watch his hands. You want to see what's going on inside the car. Okay, he had the damn windows up anyway. You couldn't see. Okay, if you want to take a step back and put your hand close to your sidearm, you do that just in case he come out of the car with a pistol or a weapon pointed at you. You're ready. So, but give him some time to apply. So when he's saying, okay, I'm coming, I'm getting out, they snatch him out the car. At that point, the man has surrendered to your commands. He surrendered to your commands. So now you use the necessary force to get him out the car. If you let him get out of the car and you guide him out the car. You don't snatch him out the car. Now, if he has the seatbelt on and he won't get out the car, he's grabbing a hold to the steering wheel. He won't turn the steering wheel loose. Then you apply the necessary force to get the man out of the car. If it's necessary, if you deem it's necessary and within the rules in order for you to be performing that duty. That's what you do. So they get him over to the sidewalk, tell him to sit down, tell him one or twice. The other cop come running over there, grab the man by the throat. The guy's there, tell him, my knees hurt. At this point, the guy is handcuffed, man. What the hell can he do handcuffed? Where is he going to go? You got some trees behind you. You got about 5-6 lanes of traffic on the other side. Where the hell he going to go? What are you going to do? And on top of that, you got his driver's license. There's no excuse why they drug this man to the ground like that as a police officer. There's no excuse for this. Mm-hmm. That's absolutely, but guys, this is.
And he said, I'm headed to the stadium. You're gonna have me late. So the bottom line is they just didn't like his smart mouth. That's what it was. They didn't like his smart mouth. But I'm guilty of it too. Police pulled me over. I'm speeding. I know I was speeding. I grabbed my information, my driver's license, my registration, and my proof of insurance. And when they come to the window, I stick it out the window to them. And I have had them say, hold up, wait a minute. Ain't nobody asked you for all that. My thing is, you going to give me a ticket? Give me a ticket because I'm speeding because I had somewhere to go. And I want to go. And I know you shouldn't do it. But I know when we're trying to get somewhere in a hurry and we know we need to get there, sometimes that's our mindset. Man, you caught me. I'm wrong. Give me my ticket so I can go. You know it. And I think that's where he was, man. I got to get there. I know I need to get there. Come on, just write me the ticket. Y'all know who I am. Write me the ticket. But the fact that they knew who he was, the type of car he was driving, I think all that played a part. People are trying to say it didn't. But I think that all played a part because they know it's like to them he was saying, oh, I could pay the fucking ticket. It ain't about nothing. Y'all know how much I'm worth. And I think that It's when their personal feelings and their pride and them feeling kind of disrespected stepped in and they tried to manhandle the dude. That's all that was. And like you say, as an officer, you are supposed to have control over those type of feelings.
Yeah, a lot of these departments, they hire these aggressive ass officers that end up becoming out of control. They want to be aggressive and they thinking, oh, this is a good thing. Oh, he gonna be my backup. He's gonna be on top. He ain't gonna be out here doing shit, man. But things he ain't supposed to be doing. See, this is the game a lot of these officers play. You can't tell me, I hope y'all come in the comment because you can't tell me this shit. I done been in the damn police station. I done listened. I done been on calls. I done arrested so many people. I done 1,000 reports. I done it just about it all, man. So I know this game. A lot of them will do first of all, the FBI already came out and said the white supremacist has infiltrated police departments around the country. We already established that. The next thing is this. A lot of these police officers, they will help an old lady out of a car or go an extra mile to help a lady, especially if white cops and other people outside of because that's no if, ands, or but. This shit is racism right here. This is nothing but racism. It's not overt racism, but it's covert racism. But a lot of them will help a black lady out or a black guy, old black guy out. And the next minute, if it's a guy that just a regular old teenager with his pants hanging down, they'll be very aggressive and beat the shit out of him. Throw them, and a lot of times they will manifest different charges that they know not gonna stick. They know you reaching, and they know soon as it get to court, they're gonna throw that shit out anyway. But they'll do it to inconvenience you, just because of the color of your skin, because they don't like you. See, a lot of these immigrants and these kind of guys right here, you can listen at their accent. They not from here, and they look at black folks the same way. They look at black people in a way that, hey man, you're lower than me. You're beneath me. I got the authority. And that's what a lot of these cops get on the police force, because they want the authority. They don't really have love for the community. Because as a police officer, your idea is supposed to go out here and help. You're supposed to have some kind of love for the people that you protecting, but they don't. But a lot of them don't. And ain't no way you can tell me they do. They don't. They don't.
I think in all professions we have some bad apples. Just think about if you're sick and you're entrusting yourself to a physician that acts the way these cops act. Just think of what could happen to you. And we have to find a better way of weaning out these kind of people.
So how many
want to cause harm?
So how many motorcycles did we see over there?
At least 3.
Okay.
I saw 3.
Okay. So how many bad officers do you have on the scene?
3. All 3 of them. Because nobody stepped in to stop.
There you go. That's
all
what I'm
3 of
about.
them. That's the way I feel. If one allows the others to act unprofessional, whether it's I didn't want to say it in front of him, then I count you just as guilty as them. You're just as bad as him. Because it's no way that you shouldn't step in and say, hey, maybe we should handle this differently. No. You don't stand by and let somebody do wrong.
Exactly. And see, people will go, well, police got a hard job to do. Yes, it's a very difficult job. True. You have to make split second decision in out of nowhere. Because guys, one minute you could be you could go on a let's just say it's a Tuesday night, you on duty, and maybe it's slow. It can go from 0 to 100 in a matter of seconds. You can be patrolling right down the street. You just finished talking to somebody that over by the Circle K, and then you say, man, I gotta go. I'll catch up with you later. You rolling, you thinking, hey man, when I get off, I got this to do at the house, I got that to do. This weekend, I'm planning to do this here. And they could be in a matter of seconds. 421, 421, being route to a possible armed robbery at the Burger King. And there you drive and you look up, damn, the Burger King is right there. So your adrenaline will go through the roof just like that. You could be just patrolling. You could see a car that got a truck license plate on it. So you know that's a switch license plate. So you go, damn, this is a damn switch license plate. Let me see what's going on with this here. Could be a stolen car. It could be anything. You could be out just getting a hamburger. You look across the parking lot, it's a woman and a man over there fighting. And there you go. You got to stop what you're doing, run over there and break up a fight. Let me tell you something. I have been sitting in my car. Typing a report. And I look up and I'm trying to hurry up and get the report halfway. Just get the first pages filled out. And I could just like type the narrative maybe later on. I'm just trying to before the next call come in, because that might be another report call. Hell, you might could stack up 6-8 reports a night. And I'm just sitting here typing, and I look up and this woman come running towards me. And I'm thinking, what is this woman running to? Turn the corner, there's a man chasing her. I get out the car. Obviously, she sees it's a police unit. He ain't stopping. This dude is chasing this woman that's running towards me. So I got to make a decision. What I'm finna do? What am I going to do? Just like that. What you going to do? Now, you don't know if this guy got a weapon or not, or what he going, what. So you got, what you finna do? At that particular time, I took out my baton and I said, man, don't come no closer, because I will use it. But if he would have had anything in his hand, I would have had to take out my firearm and brace myself. So those are the kind of decisions that you have to make.
And we just understand. We
just
understand
that fast. Mm-hmm. And see, and with that being said, it's still you're not drafted into the damn police force. Mm-hmm. You're not drafted. Although you do have an oath. You do have an
professional oath. Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the night, when I'm done with this shift, I could go turn in my badge. Mm-hmm. In the military, if you drafted, you can't do that. Now, we should pay police officer way more than what we do, way more, because at the end of the day, they might have to give up the ultimate sacrifice, which is their life. Mm-hmm. They might have to do that. That's a hell of a price to pay for a country that perpetuates crime. There's no doubt about it. This country, if they wanted to get rid of crime, we could. We're the most powerful nation in the history of mankind, and we can do a lot of things. And crime is one thing we can get rid of. That's no doubt. Crime is a poverty thing, and it's a want to thing, and we want to get rid of it. And so, why should a man give his life for $75,000, $80,000 a year, and then they're gonna tax him on that, of course? But you know what?
But, I know that a lot of people sit down, wives they say, oh, the police officers have to return to their families and all this. But it's just like with any profession where you take an oath to serve the public, just like with COVID. You think that nurses and doctors wanted to put their lives on the line, but we signed up to take care of these people. We signed up for whatever comes. When you're medically, you got to get in there and take care of whatever it is and try to help people out. And that's your first assignment, not to pick and choose or say I'm going to treat somebody better because they have money or they don't have money, or lack of. You don't get to make decisions on how you move. Now, would they have operated in the same way if it would have just been some regular person? You know what I'm saying? This is the thing that I'm saying. The decisions that you make, how much of that was made based on who you pulled over and what he was driving and how much he makes and the color of his skin. Rather, I pulled somebody over who was speeding and I need to give them a ticket. That's my issue with this.
Yeah.
Just do your job. Stop putting your personal feelings into doing your job. Treat this person as you would have treated anybody with a ticket with a smart mouth. Because I'm sure he ain't the first person they'd have pulled over who got a ticket and had a smart mouth.
Exactly, man. If you run calls all day, man, people don't comply to you most of the damn time, especially when they high on emotions. They don't. Some people don't want to be bothered with the police at all.
Well,
At all.
one thing we can say right here, they just, like you say, you have the choice to be in a uniform. They just gave up that choice because they may be fired after this.
I don't know what happened. I think it clearly escalated quickly.
Yes.
I hate that we're going to throw it in the media because, the guys are going to quickly go to race.
Yeah.
And it bothers me because we don't know what happened because we got so many fools in the media who love to play the race card. I says, well, wait a minute. They just did the same thing to Scotty Scheffler.
Mm-hmm. They did.
Really? We don't know what happened. You trying to tell us not to believe our lying eyes, Charles. We don't know what happened when we just seen what happened. You sitting up here talking about it, claiming you don't know what happened. Now you finna explain. Now you finna give your opinion. So if you got an opinion on it, then obviously you know what happened.
What happened?
I says, sometimes I think the one thing you can't do as a celebrity, you can't say you know who I am. And like I say, I don't know what happened, but that's the one thing you cannot do.
Yeah. Yes, I agree.
You say yes, sir.
Yep.
Cooperate 100%. And he, like I say, I don't know what happened, but like I say, when we let these fools on TV and the radio start talking about it, they go straight to, was it racism? I'm like, well, wait a minute now. We don't know that.
Wait. Let me just say this. He said he's fools on the TV and radio. What the hell he think he is?
Yeah. He didn't leave out. He left out Uncle Tom's and Sambo's and Coons. He left out those.
I know he just didn't say that.
That he left that out. But so this is the thing people don't understand. And okay, yes, you complied with an officer, but I'm gonna tell you right now. Let me tell you something. I went to the academy one time when I joined the police force. I went to the academy. So there was a lot of officers in there that had been patrolling the streets from other surrounding cities that had never been to the academy, but they were on patrol. And so eventually they sent those officers to the police academy. And when you go to the police academy, you have law classes. A lot of them would fail in the law classes. So I say all that to say this. Just because an officer tells you to do something doesn't mean that it's not your right to tell him that, hey, man, you don't have to comply with something that's not lawful. You don't. You don't have to comply with something that's not lawful. So what if you say, hey, man, I'm finna search your car right now. So what you gonna say? You gonna cooperate? You gonna cooperate? You gonna say, okay, search my car? Yeah, I cooperate. No, you don't. You say, man, listen, I got rights, and you don't need to go in my car.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm not gonna sit up here and tell you to resist arrest or whatever. Or if the officer say, hey, man, I'm finna do a cavity search right here on the side of the road. You don't have to comply with that. You can ask for a supervisor.
So, I have a question since we're talking about that. When he asked him to put his window down, did he have to?
Well, since listen, it would have been the best thing for him to put the window down so the officer could see up in the car, right? It would have been the best. He can't see. Is it against the law that the state of Florida require the driver to put the window down? I would have to read the statute on that. Okay. I would have to read the statute. Now, if it do, then you have to put your window down. If the state requires that, if that law is applied in that state, and that's a law that you would have to. But it's only so far that you have to go. you know. And the biggest thing, well, it wasn't that he was being a smart ass. You could say, well, it could avoid that. He could have avoided all that. Well, the cop could have avoided all that bullshit too if he would have just did his job. He's the professional one out there. He's the professional. He is the professional. That's just like a truck driver. Man, you're the professional driver out here. You're the professional, man. That's why you have to take so many classes to get a CDL license so you can haul cargo up and down the road. When you're a doctor, you're the profession.
Mm-hmm.
Tyreek can't turn around and pick up a badge and go start arresting people because he's not a professional. He's a civilian. So as a professional, you have to do what it takes in order to keep the peace. That's not keeping the peace. You're escalating. The man was in the car. He didn't apply with you. You give him some chances. That's called discretion. Give him some chances. And when he says, I'm coming, give him a few seconds to see if he's going to follow your command.
But he said, I'll roll the window down. It took him twice. But after the third time, he said, I'll roll it down. And then the cop decided, no, you're going to get out now. Yeah. I'm going to get you out the car. You're going to get out the car now. You know, so, I mean, way too much. It just was too much. Over the board.
And I saw the police report say he was uncooperative. Mm-hmm. So, like I say, but the one thing I hate when we put stuff in the media and we let guys who race bait.
How about Charles? How about Charles? We seen the video, right? Oh, okay. You hate what they put in the media. How about you hate what he put in that goddamn report? What about all the other arrests that he made that he lied in the report?
And he wasn't uncooperative initially. He was smart. He said, give me my ticket. That's what he told him to do. What were you there to do? If you're a cop and you pull somebody over for speeding, what are you going to do? Check their credentials and write them a ticket. He said, give me my ticket.
So this is what you're going to, and people going to say, well, he didn't cooperate. Listen, this is how it operates, people. When you're a police officer, it goes off of what a reasonable man, whether it's a bread man, a mailman, or a nurse, or a truck driver, or a landscaper, would reasonably think that being uncooperative, that man was being uncooperative enough for you to use excessive force to drag him out of that car. So if I say, if I say, hey man, put your hands behind your back, and you don't do it, and I say, hey man, put your hands behind your back, and then I handcuff you, and then I go in my report and write that you was resisting arrest. That's not reasonable. That's not reasonable. Anybody can, you can manipulate the law. You can manipulate the law. And if there's no camera, so if there was no cameras there, then we would have to use our imagination to try to figure out what happened, along with what he had in the report. And in the report, if he writing down, hey man, he was uncooperative and resisting, because I'm pretty sure that's probably where they wanted to go. If they didn't go there, he was resisting. Well, sure, you had to ask the man several times to get out the car. Okay, finally, within a reasonable time, because we seen the video, within a reasonable time, he said, okay, I'm coming out the car. Is he being uncooperative enough for you to do what you did? Absolutely not. That shouldn't even be in. The only way you put in a report, because you threw him on the goddamn ground and handcuffed him, and you know a lawsuit finna come. So yeah, you got to do a report.
Start throwing stuff out there. Like I say, wait a minute, the same thing just happened to Scotty Scheffler, who actually got booked.
Yes. Really? Yes. Really? Now he brings a white dude up. Really?
Who's being racial?
Really, Charles? See, Charles, you know what? Charles is And I mean, we can't really go off of what Charles Barkley say because he's more of a what you call those a jester. He's a he he's a rest haven for racism. You know, when if that and I get it, man. He has a hustle. He's made a lot of money on that hustle, and it's a hustle where you can be this black guy that white people want to be covert racist. They can come over and they can be around you, and you can further their ideology, and you're safe with him, and that's why they pay him a lot of money. Now he do got personality, but that's why that's why he won't say he'll say certain things like that, and you know as we don't really pay Charles really a whole lot of attention because we know what his hustle is, and that's what he normally does.
He went down. He went down to the big house. Yeah. Scotty was so pissed. He just won another $25 million. I'll show y'all.
Yeah.
Just cause a white guy got arrested, what the hell that got to do with some Hispanic guys roughing up a black guy? We don't see that all the time anyway.
Exactly.
Well, of course, every now and then a white guy end up in the back of the police car with his shirt ripped off and a bloody nose. Every once in a while. But I guarantee you this, you don't see a bunch of white folks getting shot over a pot of water.
You would also be thinking on that side of things, okay, don't you think I need to be on pins and needles in this era, on this earth, in this job description that I possess? I have to go in and save, protect, and supposedly, I got to protect, serve, and do things that I'm called upon, 911 calls, and I'm gonna be the first one as an EMS provider. I'm gonna be there for emergency services to get there, and I'm probably taking some sort of gunfire, right? Or some sort of harm's way, right? So if I'm asking you to flip the coin, where are you at with that? Because last I checked, us civilians aren't cops, dog. We're not law. The law dictates what we do. The cops didn't write the law, Smitty. They enforce it.
Right.
Guess what we're supposed to do, as you just eloquently
Abide
stated?
by the law.
Abide by it, homie.
Of course.
Why is it so hard? And by the way, why does it always find Tyreek Hill? Like, why does it always find Tyreek Hill? I'm just trying to throw that out there. It doesn't find a lot of other people. It seems to always find him.
No, he shouldn't have been speeding. There's not even an argument on that. If you're speeding, you get pulled over.
But let me ask you guys something.
That's what it is.
I just want to spin it one way and get your take, because I'm interested to get your take on this. The people in the chat on Twitter last night when I posted, I go, it's always someone else's fault. That's all I wrote. And the people that defend Tyreek Hill is what's wrong with this country, in my opinion. I could be off. But let me break down why. This cop makes maybe $50,000 to $90,000 a year.
Yeah.
50 to 90 grand a year. Okay. I make more than that on fucking Cameo. I'm just throwing this out there. I make more doing fucking draft videos like this than this guy out here protecting you does in a year.
Right.
And we're defending a guy who's worth $200 million in Tyreek Hill because he can't fucking abide by the law and do what the simple people out here in America are supposed to do. And guess what? We feel sorry for the guy making $200 million and not the guy making $90K protecting your family.
What the money got to do with it? What the money got to do with it, JB, in this situation? At the end of the day,
why are you defending a celebrity? Why are you defending a celebrity?
I don't give.
That's crazy.
He sound like a fool.
And that's what I said when I said automatically they saw him not as a normal citizen that they were pulling over. They saw the money and it pissed them off. Envy, jealousy, and all of the other emotions that shouldn't have came into play. He's driving a nice car. He's an athlete. He's making 200 and something thousand. So then you changed the way you handled him. And that's what happened. You did not treat him as a normal citizen.
Let me tell you something about this dude here. This is the guy. It's his coach JB.
He proved my point.
You know, he did that thing with the Last Chance U. Now, guys, listen. I'm from the South. I don't neither hear racism. I feel racism. I grew up next to a sundown town. You can't never. Hey, I was in the 80s riding an all-black school bus. In the 80s. In the 80s. Now, it wasn't against the law for us to get on another school bus because we were integrating. But you already knew if you got on that white bus, first of all, they weren't going to let you on there because they're going to tell you they're not going to stop at your house. So you go back over there and get on the all-black bus. And it was more than just my bus that was all black. It was all black buses that ran. I had my best friend, dad drive. Matter of fact, he drive bus now. And back then, all he picked up was the black people. Because they routed the bus route to you're going to pick up these black folks, you're going to pick up these white folks. And that's how it was. So I feel racism. And this guy right here, I'm not going to call him a racist, but he's a suspected racism. That's what he is. Because he's the type of guy that he surrounds himself around a bunch of black guys. And he capitalized off it monetarily and celebrity-wise, celebrity status. He capitalizes off of that. He come up here with this yo homie type of bravado. I'm from the hood. That's what he. But really, he's what you call covert racist, suspected white supremacy. That's what he is. That's what he is. Now he's sitting up here saying that, hey man, we want to feel sorry for a man that's that's making $200 million instead of the cop that's making $90,000. Both of them breaking the law. Number one, he's speeding, which caused the cop to pull him over. Okay, fine. Now at that point, there's a ticket involved in there. So hey, that's what write the ticket. But at what point especially if we had no camera, at what point does it come in when you're doing things outside of the scope of your job? I don't give a damn if he made $1 billion. And ain't got nothing to do with you not doing your job in the correct manner as the public entrusted you to do. It doesn't matter how much money, but you could tell because this is saying, hey man, this black man making this money. He driving this car. He going over here to the Dolphin Stadium, and he's a coach. He know what Tyreek does. He's saying, oh, it's always Tyreek's fault. It's always Tyreek. I don't care. Well, if it is all his fault, it's been people. I've seen an arrest report where people got arrested 50 times. But on this particular incident, what he did before, it doesn't constitute you doing things outside of the scope of your job. Okay, does arrest record play a part in how you handle a person? Sure does. It plays a part in a manner that whether you to use caution or not. Sometimes people will use it as discretion. But when you get to the point where you are committing police brutality, you're outside of the scope of your duties. And see, this guy he tries to act like, because he on the show with a black guy, and all the black guy, he's not going. I don't listen to these guys that much at all, but I know it's the black guy. It's like, no, you wrong, and I commend him for saying that because he is wrong, and he's hiding behind this black guy. He's hiding his racism up underneath this black guy. And these are the kind of guys that, hey, man, I'm from the hood. I got black friends. I was raised with black people all the time, man. This here, you don't know. You're not from the hood. Man, don't give me that bullshit because I don't want to hear it. I can see right through it because I feel the racism. I don't have to see it. I've been around it my whole life. You can't trick me when it comes to racism. I know. Anyway, I ain't going to hold you on here too much more longer, guys. We're not going to hold you too much longer. You got anything to add to this foolishness?
No, I just think this is crazy. It's crazy.
Guys, I want y'all to hit that like button, subscribe, share the video, man. Just get the likes up so we can do our thing, guys. I appreciate y'all hanging around with us, man. And until next time, peace.